What if the person you trusted the most was secretly rooting for your downfall? What if your best friend was never really your friend at all? This is the story of Charlene and Mercy, two women who looked like sisters, laughed like sisters, prayed together like sisters, but only one of them had a heart that was pure, and the other was quietly competing the entire time. Charlene and Mercy met in their early 20s. From the very first conversation, something just clicked. They bonded over everything: late night parties, shopping sprees, gym sessions, and even shared their love for church. They weren't just friends, they were inseparable. People would stop them in public and say, "Are you two sisters?" And honestly, they looked like they could be. But their similarities ran deeper than appearance. They both had dreams, big dreams. Charlene was working towards becoming an MRI technician. Mercy was studying to become a respiratory therapist. They pushed each other, encouraged each other, prayed for each other, and on the outside, it looked like the perfect friendship. But behind their smiles, they came from very different lives. Charlene was quiet, gentle, and deeply kind. She was raised by her father, a man who had loved her enough to be both mother and father after her mom died during childbirth. Charlene didn't just want success, she needed it, because her father was getting older, his health declining, and she wanted to take care of him the way he had always taken care of her. Mercy, on the other hand, was loud, confident, and magnetic, a true fashionista. She came from a comfortable home, not rich, but never lacking. She never truly struggled, and while Mercy admired Charlene, she also compared herself to her. At first, it was subtle. A comment here, a side eye there, moments where Mercy would say, "I wish I had your discipline," or "You always seemed so put together." But underneath those compliments was something darker: comparison. Because while Charlene saw Mercy as her best friend, Mercy saw Charlene as competition. Here's the truth: a real friend celebrates you. A fake friend studies you. Charlene didn't notice. She was too busy being genuine, too busy loving Mercy wholeheartedly, too busy being the kind of friend people have to pray for, and that prays for the people that she cares for. One day, everything changed. Charlene received a phone call from her hometown hospital. Her father had been admitted, a massive stroke. Her world stopped. She rushed home, heart pounding, only to find the one person she loved the most in the world lying helpless in a hospital bed. Charlene didn't think twice. She took a leave of absence from school because nothing mattered more than her father. Day and night, she cared for him, prayed for him, hoped for a miracle, but the miracle never came. And eventually, he passed away. Losing her father broke Charlene completely. She felt alone, lost, empty. The man who had been her everything was gone, and in her pain, she reached for the person she trusted the most: Mercy. She would call her crying, trying to hold herself together, and Mercy comforted her on the outside, but on the inside, she smiled. Because in her mind, this was her chance to finally outshine Charlene. Grief changed Charlene. She began eating more, gaining weight, struggling just to get through the day. Instead of supporting her, Mercy began tearing her down. "Wow, you've gained weight. You really let yourself go. You're still not back in school? You're broke now?" The same friend who once uplifted her now humiliated her. And Charlene, she was confused because sometimes Mercy would apologize, and other times she would gaslight her. I never said that. You're imagining things. You're just being emotional. And Charlene started to question herself. In a brightly lit upscale clothing boutique, the upbeat pop music in the store contrasted sharply with Charlene's somber mood. Charlene, standing outside of the fitting room, holding her purse with both hands, looked at a mannequin. She's wearing an oversized hoodie and leggings, her grief uniform. Mercy emerges from the curtain, wearing a stunning, form-fitted emerald dress. She looks like $1,000,000, and she knows it. Mercy, twirling in admiration, looking at herself in the three-way mirror, said, "Be honest, Char. Is it too much? Or is it just girlfriend of the year enough for tonight?" Charlene forced a small, tired smile. "You look beautiful, Mercy. He's going to love it." Mercy stopped twirling and looked at Charlene's reflection instead of her own. Her smile shifted into something tighter, more analytical. "Thanks, babe. I just wish we were buying one for you too. But I guess we'd have to find a different department for you lately, wouldn't we?" Charlene flinched slightly. I'm just not really in the mood to shop for dresses right now. I'm just tired." Mercy walks over and adjusts Charlene's hoodie. Her touch felt more like a critique than a caress. "I know you're grieving, honey. We all loved your dad, but using grief as an excuse to completely let yourself go, it's getting a little hard to watch. I mean, look at your hair. When was the last time you even twisted it or braided it?" Charlene's voice trembled. I spent all morning on the phone with the life insurance people. Mercy, I didn't think about my hair." Mercy sighed loudly and walked back to the mirror. "See, that's the problem. You're becoming so heavy. Not just the weight, but your energy. It's draining. I invited you out to cheer you up, but you're just standing there like a cloud of gloom. It's almost selfish, don't you think? To make everyone around you carry your sadness." "Selfish? My father died 3 months ago. I lost my house. Mercy cut her off. "And I've been a saint for listening to you for 3 months. But Charlene, look at us. We used to be the it girls. Now when we walk in together, people look at me and then they look at you and they wonder what happened. I have your reputation to keep up, too." Mercy turned around and grabbed a discarded extra large sweatshirt from a nearby rack and tossed it at Charlene's chest. "Here, this one's on sale. It'll hide whatever you're doing to your body lately. Go pay for it while I change. And try to put on some lip gloss. You look like a ghost and it's embarrassing." The silence. Mercy zips herself out of the dress and disappears behind the curtain, humming a church hymn. Charlene stands there alone in the middle of the store, clutching the cheap sweatshirt, finally realizing that the person she's leaning on is the one pushing her down. Mercy framed her cruelty as tough love, or being a good friend by being honest, but she was really trying to hurt Charlene in her time of grief. It shows that Mercy's worth is tied to how she looks next to Charlene. If Charlene looks bad, Mercy feels like she's winning. But the truth always reveals itself. Little by little, Charlene began to see Mercy clearly. This wasn't love. This wasn't friendship. This was jealousy. Jealousy doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers through sarcasm, comparison, and subtle disrespect. Mercy needed Charlene to be less so she could feel like more. Even her relationship became a weapon. Mercy bragged about her boyfriend constantly, ignoring the fact that everyone knew he was cheating on her. Using him to feel superior to Charlene while secretly she was hurting too. Because insecurity doesn't disappear just because someone looks confident. Charlene had a choice: stay or walk away. And walking away wasn't easy, because she didn't just lose a friend, she lost her father and her best friend almost at the same time. But she realized something powerful. Loyalty to yourself requires distance from people who hurt you. So Charlene made a decision. She went no contact. No calls, no texts, no explanations, just peace. At first, it was quiet, painfully quiet. But in that silence, Charlene found something she had been missing: God. Because the Bible says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Psalms 34, verse 18. And Charlene was broken, so she turned to him. Instead of calling mercy when she felt weak, she prayed. Instead of partying, she healed. She started therapy, grief counseling, and journaling. She began to rebuild her life brick by brick. Healing isn't loud, it's consistent. Charlene went back to the gym, focused on her health, returned to school, used the small life insurance money that her father left her very wisely to support herself while she was studying full-time. And slowly, she started becoming someone new, stronger, wiser, unshakable. Some people lose you because they mishandle you. And Mercy, she lost access to someone real. If you've ever had a friend like Mercy, here's what you need to do. Pay attention to how they react to your success. Do they celebrate you or compete with you? Watch for backhanded compliments. Jealousy often hides behind jokes. Don't ignore disrespect. Love does not belittle. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33. Set boundaries without guilt. Protect your peace. Walk away if you must. Not everyone deserves access to you. A true friend adds to your life. A fake one subtracts from your peace. Eventually, Charlene saw Mercy again. Same room, same air, but everything had changed. Mercy acted like she didn't exist, too proud to admit she missed her, too prideful to apologize. And Charlene, she didn't react because she wasn't competing. She wasn't angry. She was free. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconnection. It means release. Charlene finished her MRI program, graduated, and received a job offer all the way on the West Coast. A fresh start, a new beginning, a life her father would be proud of. She packed her bags, looked forward, and walked into her future. Sometimes the biggest blessing in your life is the people God removes, because not everyone who walks with you is meant to stay with you. Some lessons, some are tests, and some are warnings. God will expose what you refuse to see. Charlene didn't lose a friend. She lost a distraction, and in doing so, she found herself. If you've ever experienced a friendship like this, just know you are not alone, and healing is possible. Have you ever had to walk away from a friend? Like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories, and share your experiences in the comments. See you next time. Bye.